Hi, my name is Andrew Mathis, and in this video I'm going to discuss the grant and loan programs that are available to homeowners in New Brunswick to improve the energy efficiency of their homes. So why should you be interested? Well, first of all, there's free money available, and it's specifically meant to help you renovate your home. These retrofits that are covered under these programs will save you money, which is something that everyone should be interested in. And these retrofits will also help your home feel more comfortable. Lastly, upgrading our homes is one of the biggest actions that we can take against climate change. There are many things that we can do to fight climate change, but upgrading our homes is one of the more expensive ones. And so the purpose of these programs is to help with those costs and help encourage homeowners to improve their houses. So which programs are available? So there's one federal program that I'm going to talk about today, as well as two provincial programs. The federal program is known as the Greener Homes Program, and it's being administered through Natural Resources Canada. It's a grant and loan program, so the grant is up to $5,000, but there's also a loan portion, which is $40,000, and it's interest-free, which is amazing. The provincial programs, there's two of them. The Total Home Energy Savings Program, both of these are through MB Power, but the Total Home Energy Savings Program is a grant. It doesn't have a maximum, but the grant money that you get from it for the individual renovations don't have as much value as the Greener Homes Program for the same renovation. There's no loan associated with this one, but still there's no maximum on the grant, which is great. The other provincial program is the Enhanced Energy Savings Program, which actually gives you free retrofits to your home. You don't have to pay for anything, but this is specifically meant for people that have low household incomes and are in need of these renovations. And so to be eligible for this program, you have to have a household income of less than $70,000. And your household is including people that are up to no, not up to, over 18 years old, and that are living in the house. So you can take advantage of the federal program and one of the provincial programs at the same time. So that is that they stack, and renovations that you make, you can get money from both programs for. But you can't be enrolled in both of the provincial programs at the same time. But you can be enrolled in both of the provincial programs consecutively. So if you are eligible for the Enhanced Energy Savings Program, then it would make sense to go through that program first and then to do the Total Home Energy Savings Program. And while you're doing either of those, you can also be taking advantage of the federal program. So those are the ones we're going to talk about today. We're mostly focused on the Greener Homes Program and the Total Home Energy Savings Program, and the process for applying and doing your renovations with those two programs. So who's eligible for these programs? So first of all, you must be a homeowner, and you must be applying for your primary residence. So this is not for cottages or summer homes or anything like that. And lastly, the home must be older than 6 months. There are other programs through MB Power that are available to increase the energy efficiency of a new build, and I believe there's up to $10,000 available for new builds, but this is meant to renovate existing homes. Indigenous governments and organizations are also eligible, other than just homeowners. And like I mentioned, the Enhanced Energy Savings Program, the household income must be less than $70,000. So if you want more details on what qualifies as a homeowner, there's more details on the Greener Homes Program website. But the idea with these programs is that you have to be able to legally modify the house yourself. So you have to be an owner of the house. So what retrofits are covered? Home insulation, great way to save money, is covered. Air sealing, also great. Many people don't realize how much energy is lost just through the exchange of cold air for hot air in the wintertime, and the opposite in the summertime when you are air conditioning a space, how much the hot air seeping in can make a difference. Windows and doors, also related to air sealing and insulation. Space and water heating, there's several different options. Space heating is one of the biggest things. If you're switching from something that is very expensive, such as heating with oil, to something that can be very efficient, like a centrally ducted heat pump, there's significant savings that you can have on top of the retrofits, on top of the money that you're getting back from the retrofits. Renewable energy sources are also covered, mostly just solar panels with these, but there's also hot water heating panels as well, and resiliency measures. So there's a couple other smaller things around roof membranes that you can apply for. So how much of a rebate will you get? Well, it depends on what renovations you choose to do. This is a table that tries to summarize some of the main renovations that you can do. So first of all, looking at ductless mini splits, you can do single zone or multi-zone, and these are based on how many usually units or heads. So when it says head, it's the indoor part of the unit that is actually heating your space that they're talking about there. So for the total home energy savings program, you can see that you're getting between $350 and $400 per head or per unit. And then for the Greener Homes program, you can get up to $5,000 if you have 3 heads and it's the cold climate rated heat pumps. So for all of these heat pumps, the unit that you install must be on an approved list for both programs. And so you'll want to work with your contractor to figure that out. The centrally ducted heat pumps, you can get a significant amount of money back. Between the two programs, you can get up to $6,500. These are more expensive units, but they are ducted in heat, so this is something that's really good if you're going to be replacing an oil furnace in a house that already has ducting. And again, these must meet certain requirements. You can also get a heat pump water heater. So these are newer heat pumps that are directly connected to water heaters, and these allow you to more efficiently heat your water. Insulation is the next thing that's covered. For the insulation, there's tons of different categories around how much insulation, what type of insulation, and where you're installing the installation. But you can get up to $2 per square foot from the Total Home Energy Program, and then up to a total of $1,800 from the Greener Homes Program. So I would definitely, if you're interested in putting more insulation in, look at the program details for those. Air sealing is another one. So sealing up your house. This is based on the initial measured leakiness of your house when you have your initial energy audit done. So what the energy auditor will do, which I'll discuss in a minute, he'll come in and do a blower test. And what this involves is putting a large fan in one of your doors and sealing off the rest of the door, and then blowing air out of your house. And while that's air is being blown out, they can measure the pressure difference and determine how much air is getting into your house. So based on that initial measurement, the amount that you improve the sealing of your house, it will determine how much money you get back from the two programs. But for a large improvement, you can get up to $1,500 back. Windows and doors, the provincial program will provide up to $50 per opening, so for a single window or door. And the Greener Homes program will provide $125 per opening if the energy is above 34, and $250 for an energy rating that's greater than 40. So you'll have to look at the windows that you're looking to install, but the higher energy rating is pretty hard to obtain for a typical window or door. For windows, you're looking at something that's going to be triple glazed and argon filled, which tends to be a pretty expensive window. But if you were already looking at installing those high efficiency windows, then it would be nice to get $250 back for each window. Lastly, solar panels are $200 per kilowatt for the provincial program and $1,000 per kilowatt for the federal program. And together that gives you $1,200 per kilowatt, which is about half the cost of installing solar panels. So that's huge, considering we only had a small rebate from the provincial program to start with. getting half the cost of solar panels is huge. So with the solar panels, you have to again have CSA approved solar panels. So your solar contractor will be able to help you meet that requirement, which is not difficult. But again, these rebates all add up. The Greener Homes Program rebates have to max out at $5,000, but the Total Home Energy Savings Program doesn't have a maximum, so you can continue to do that. So for instance, if you installed 5 kilowatts of solar panels, you would get $1,000 back from the Greener Homes Program. Sorry, $5,000 back from the Greener Homes Program and $1,000 from the provincial program, for a total of $6,000, and that would max out your grant portion from the federal program. But then you could always install more and get more money back from the provincial program, and the cost of those additional solar panels could always be put on the Greener Home Program loan. So that's one quick example, but I want to go through an example. How much can you save from switching? For example, from my house when I bought it, before these rebates were available, switching from a oil furnace to a central heat pump. So presently, if I had an oil furnace, it would cost about $6,500 a year to heat my house, and with the central heat pump, that drops to $1,600 a year. The cost of installing this heat pump, the centrally ducted heat pump system, would be about $20,000 a day, maybe a little less. And then with the grants from the two programs, you'd get about $6,500 back. The annual cost over the first 10 years of running the system would be the cost of heating with the heat pump, which is $1,600, plus the cost of the loan spread across 10 years. So this is assuming that you're using the zero interest loan that's available with the federal program. So that adds up to just under $3,000. So you can see there that you're instantly halving the cost of your heating and that continues over 10 years. And then after the 10 years, you've paid off the system, and it only costs $1,600 a year to heat your house. So over the first 10 years, you end up saving $35,000. And I like to point out that the savings here are immediate because you're pushing the large cost of installing this heat pump onto a loan. And so you will immediately drop from a heating cost of $6,500 to $3,000. So these are all just estimates in terms of the installation cost and the heating costs, but it gives you an idea of how much you can save and how great these programs can be to offset these costs. So how does this process work? First of all, you have to register for the two programs, which I'll go over in more detail in a minute. But once you're registered, you need to schedule your pre-upgrade evaluation. So this is a part of the registering process, is that the company will then reach out to you and they'll want you to choose a date for them to come do your pre-upgrade evaluation. So they come, they do the evaluation, they'll take a whole bunch of measurements through your house and figure out how efficient your house is. They'll do this blower test that I mentioned. And then once that's finished, you can start to get quotes for your retrofits. Without doing anything yet, you can just start to collect estimates. Then once your pre-upgrade evaluation is uploaded to the Greener Homes portal by the company that did your energy audit, then you can actually start applying for the loans. So the whole process with the energy auditors takes a while. I believe to get your pre-upgrade evaluation uploaded onto the Greener Homes portal is currently sitting at like between 6 and 8 weeks, because they're extremely busy because everybody's trying to take advantage of these programs. So if you do want to apply for the loan, that's when you're able to. Once these documents have been uploaded to the portal, there'll be a new button there that says apply for loan. Once that loan application is approved, then you can start actually doing your retrofits. Anything that you do before then won't be able to be covered by the loan. You'll still be able to get the grants for, but if you are looking to use the loan, don't start anything until after the loan is approved. So you can do your retrofits. Once you're finished, you can hit the button on the Greener Homes portal that says schedule my post-upgrade evaluation, and the company will call you and arrange a time to come in and do that evaluation for you. Once they finish, they'll post the evaluation online, so they'll actually perform the evaluation, and then they'll post it to the Greener Homes portal, and at that time your process with the two programs will be pretty much finished, and you just have to wait for your grant money and loan to be finalized. So this program will take a while. The only step where you actually have to pay money up front is when you do the pre-upgrade evaluation. I believe it's $99 plus tax for them to come in and do that. The post-upgrade evaluation is covered through the program itself, and it does take a while. So I'm currently on like step 8 of this process. I'm about to start the renovations on my house. But the great thing about the loan that's available is that if you do apply for the loan, you can say what the different deposits that the contractors that you're using are asking for, and they'll provide that to you up front so that you don't have to pay that money yourself. So the only out-of-pocket expense for these programs is that first $99 to schedule the evaluation. And then after that, you can get your deposits through the loan, and I believe when you get to the end of the process, you can pay for the end of the your renovations with the money that comes in. So how do you apply? So first of all, you have to register for the provincial program. They ask that you do that before registering for the federal program, and you can go to Save Energy New Brunswick or saveenergynb.ca. And there's 3 energy auditing services that are doing these pre-upgrade evaluations. And whichever one you choose, you just need to write a note to yourself so that you can save it for the next one. So when you then go to apply for the next program, the Greener Homes program, the federal one, you should select the same energy auditing service that you selected for the first one. So that when they come, they can do the energy audit for both of the programs at the same time. So you don't have to have 2 different organizations come in to do the same thing for 2 different grants, which is just nice. But again, if you do qualify for the Enhanced Energy Savings Program with a household income under $70,000, you should register for that one first, and then you can do the federal program at the same time. And once you're finished with those 2, you could possibly even come back and do the other provincial program after. So that's it for this video, but I'll be doing a similar session on what you need to know to buy your first electric vehicle on April 11th at St. Mary's Anglican Church from 7 to 8 p.m. in Ferriton, New Brunswick. And there's just a little blurb about me. I'm a sustainability and permaculture consultant through Oasis Farmery. And thanks for your attention.